Did you know that there are 3 secrets to raising readers? I'm going to share them with you today.
Secret number 1, the magic of print.
Children have to be able to recognize the letters and characters that we use to form our language so that they can make sense of all of the gibberish they see on a page when they're learning to read. So what's the first thing that we should do? We need to expose them to lots of great books. That's the best way to start recognition. But you can also do this in your everyday life. No special tools needed. When you're driving to extracurricular activities, point to all the road signs and tell them what they say. Shopping for dinner tonight? Point to signs over the produce section and read them to your children. Going to the movies? Tell them what the posters say.
As long as they're child appropriate.
Keep books everywhere. Remember the 5 Bs. These are places that you should keep books because they're great places for kids to read.
Breakfast table, the bathroom, the bedroom, the back seat, and keep baskets everywhere. Make sure you face the books forward so that the covers are really enticing to them.
Speaking of reading aloud to your children, Usborne Books More can help you there. We have books all the way from infant to young adult that are perfect for children to read on their own or for you to read to them. From board books for little hands that need a little extra sturdiness to compilations of classic stories that all children love, even if they're a little bit older and think they're too old. When a parent reads aloud to them, I bet they're willing to listen. Picture books with great life lessons and morals, and some with just a little bit of fun. And we even have adventurous and interesting and engaging chapter books for your oldest children as well. Take the time, gather your kids around, and read them a good story.
Secret number 2, the magic of language.
We're going to talk to our kids. In order to be able to read language, we've got to understand it. So how do we help our children with this, you say? We're going to talk, speak to them from the time that they're born. They listen and they intake all that you say. Even if they don't quite understand it, they're listening to all the inflections of your voice and the word choices that you make. Teach them rhymes through songs. Who doesn't have a favorite nursery rhyme from when they were kids?
You are my sunshine is my jam. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine.
Sing those to your kids and they'll pick them up too. Read them poetry. There's lots of great poets out there for kids. In order for children to really succeed in reading, they have to understand our language, so we have to expose them to it as much as we possibly can. Usborne Books More can help with that too. We can start with the books for the smallest of your children that teach them beginning vocabulary basics about themselves or their surroundings. We have fun storybooks that follow great cadences and rhythms so that you can make up your own little song tunes to go with them and just have fun while you're reading. We can help them learn those phonetic sounds, and as they're exploring all of the new words that they're beginning to pick out from the page themselves, they'll enjoy the story along the way, opening their eyes to worlds and things that they've never experienced with great nonfiction titles that gives them knowledge of real world things on top of growing their own reading journey. And finally, just exposing them to great, rich literature
Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo?
That will expand their minds and go with them into their adult life.
Final secret, number 3, the magic of general knowledge.
The more we know about life, the easier it is to read. Every experience that we have, every person we meet, every memory contributes to our ability to understand words and their meanings. So here are ways that you can help your children with this. Expose your children to the world as often as you can.
Take them to museums, take them to parks, go on hikes in the woods and talk about the environment that they're in. Visit different states or countries if you're able. Introduce them to people from all different cultures and ethnicities so that they get this good exposure. Expand their horizons and it'll expand their reading.
We can't always travel around the world in the way that our heart desires, but Usborne Books More can help you do this from your own home. We can expose them to languages that maybe they've never even heard.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Gusty.
We can teach them about how our planet works and all of the things around them in intricacies that they've never even begun to imagine. And we can definitely share with them how many amazing cultures there are in this great, big, diverse world that we live in, and teach them that there's all kinds of people that make this world the great place that it is. And we can expose them to arts and fine culture right from the pages of a book. Usborne Books More is an award-winning nonfiction publisher, and we have have titles that cover nearly everything. So those are my 3 secrets for raising a reader. Combine them all in one big pot of reading goodness.
And it's like 1, 2, 3 magic, an avid reader who loves to dive into good books.
Sometimes we want something a little bit more than a book we can just read. Sometimes we want a book that we can do. We can help with that too. From activity packs that you can take with you on road trips.
Oh, we're not there yet. Don't you make me stop this car.
To great sticker books that are so fun and also teach you about various types of people, to learning how to be your own writer and make your own books. Usborne Books More can help you there. They can expand the imaginations of your children and give them lots of hands-on interaction with the books that they own.
Do you have a secret?